Hi there, Joka here from A Pocket Full of Happiness, and in this video I'm going to show you one of the new 5x7 inch cover plates called Stitched Hearts background. And I will also be using this die here called Miss You For You. It's basically you die cut the letters that can create those two different sentiments, and then there's some heart accents as well. Okay, so I die cut, like I mentioned in a previous video, I die cut everything ahead of time. And then, of course, while I was die cutting, I had some ideas what I wanted to do, which I then forgot. So here I was wondering why I die cut so many white panels. So I have no idea if I'm doing what I wanted to do. But first, I created a panel using some double-sided adhesive so that I have a base. And on that now I'm adding the white hearts to create dimension. I could do this all day. I know it's probably boring, but I could do this all day. And I would say if you're brave, you could add glue to the hearts on that. Okay, so I'll start this over. You can now see that I have this, what is it called, this foil, Press-and Seal, I think. It's on the wrong side now, holding together the whole die cut on the back side. So you could add now one, like a piece of Press-and Seal on top, so that, you know, the whole panel is held together on the right side. And then you can add glue to the hearts on the back and then glue them at once on your panel. But like you said, if you're brave. I'm not. I prefer, I guess I'm still a recovering perfectionist. I don't like when things move around, and also my glue is very, very quick drying. I would not be able to do this. But if you think that's quicker for you, that would be one tip. Here you can see I'm already working on my second panel, which is a craft base, and I'm adding color hearts, and I'm actually adding these little tiny highlights in white. Again, of course, I know this is well, I wouldn't say a lot of work, not for me. I don't feel like it's a lot of work, but I do feel like this adds so much to the project. But if you want to make it quicker, you could also just use a white gel pen and you could paint in that little area. I think that would also work perfectly fine. I did not try it, but I think it would. I just like the dimension that the die cuts give me. And so on this panel, I'm doing this, but I think on the other ones I didn't do, I didn't add back these small pieces. So there I just created a 2-layered white panel. So this is the finished color panel. And I created 2 different white panels. One will just be white. And you know, when I have a white background, I like it to have a bit of dimension. That's why I added an extra layer. And then there's going to be another one where I have a bit of color added as well. Now, because this is such a colorful panel already, and in fact, to be honest, I don't really like that I cover it up now with this sentiment because it's quite large. But because it's colorful, I die cut the sentiment from just one color, which is like I think it's called Barely There or Barely Peach, one of those from Spellbinders, Barely Peach maybe. It's a light, really, really light peach color, just so that I don't have white. But again, that's 2 or 3 layers of cardstock, and I added some foam tape to the O's, so there's a bit of a different dimension to that. And then I will add some enamel dots because I couldn't just bear that it was too simple. Not that it's gonna be a more complex project with the enamel dots, but at least something. And I chose the peach and the aubergine glitter enamel dots from my collection, just to add a little bit of a pop of color with the aubergine especially. And then I don't know, I just really like raspberry, peach, and aubergine together, one of my favorite color combos. So I did use that in, I think, quite a few videos this time. So this is the card base or card front that I mentioned earlier, where partly I have white, and then on some of those hearts I also added a color layer, just to have something different. And here I have the Miss You sentiment from die cut from a bunch of different colors. And if you notice, for the exclamation mark, I use the same as the I, and then I just turned it around. So basically that has two functions. And then I'm trying to figure out where I want to have my sentiment so that it does not, because it's basically still the same colors as the hearts. I did not want it to not stand out, so I was trying to be mindful about where I position the color hearts at the top. So I again have 2 layers of white cardstock behind the letters, and so they stand out a little bit here. In some places I have to add foam tape because there was not enough not enough dimension for some of the letters to stand on, to make the surface flush. I think you probably understand when you watch the video rather than me talking and babbling. I got distracted because I don't understand why my color changes constantly. Like in the video, I see the white constantly changes to yellow and then back to white. I don't get it. I know I had this problem before, but it's so strange because when I was editing the video, I did not see it at all. And now, I don't know, it's just weird. Anyway, I mentioned this in probably the first video that I did the voiceover for, and I think this is the 6th. So finally I got to the point that I'm showing it. So basically this is my favorite thing to do with these kind of sentiments. I create a base for the sentiment, and then I add the letter to it as an extra layer so that it pops a bit from the background. I really like that look, and while that takes longer than using the outline or the negative die cut, I prefer this. I'd rather spend a bit more time on this, but normally this is what I do. Okay, so as you can see, I'm layering a bunch of die cuts here. It was not my intention, I believe, but then I wanted to use the die cut pieces that I already had, not to waste them, so basically now they are just giving me a bit more dimension. I have to be quick here with my glue because this is really drying fast, so I'm just trying to cover that panel as much as I can, or as well as I can. And here, and I believe that panel is actually 2 layers of white cardstock, so that I have now that I'm adding the color hearts, I will have the negative piece stand out more, if that makes sense. But I hope I will lift it up and show you, because maybe from this angle it's not visible, but it will be. And also you can see that I'm pushing in those hearts into the background. So definitely I remember well that I did this. Okay, so but I don't remember what I did with this background. I thought I had two white backgrounds, but apparently not. So ignore what I said earlier. And this is the third background then. And I'm not going to fill it completely because I want my sentiment to be on a white base so that it stands out, because again it's going to be colorful. And here you can see what I meant, that I have two layers of the negative of the panel basically. And since this sentiment is quite large, I'm just using the U part, and I pair it with the small sentiment, so it spells love you. And then I'm just trying to figure out how to place my letters, and I kind of push them together so that they take up less space, and also, well, basically this way they stand out more, right? Because that part of the card base is white, and then I have the colorful hearts around. Okay, so this is one of the cards. You can see all that dimension. I think it's pretty visible, especially in real life. Then there is this next one where the hearts are more dimensional. And then there's the third one, which I thought was completely white. So I have 3 layers of die cuts here. Then you can see the dimension there as well. Simple cards, but you can make these as colorful as you wish and as simple as you wish, or you can just emboss these as well, just as a layer on your project. I hope you like them. I know, again, it's a simple design, but I think you can use this for a lot of things. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye.